Hi folks, in this video we're going to be going over week 1 assignments. So we're going to scroll down to week 1. So there are a few videos here that you're expected to watch, the week 1 playlist. They're all very short, about 10 minutes altogether. So this week will provide an overview of the course and covers the relevance and importance of research in social work. So we're going to be looking at the language of research as well as the philosophy behind it. The goal of the social work research is developing an evidence-based practice, which I've talked about in my earlier videos. This week, we will consider the steps to developing an evidence-based practice and begin to critically evaluate research. So we'll start with the objectives, readings, and media. You can go over the objectives yourself. And I'll go over them too. So students will list reasons for understanding and using research. Students will be able to describe evidence-based practice. Students will be able to understand the terminology used in research. Students will relate research to their current practice. Students will understand the ethical issues surrounding research with human subjects by taking the NIH training on ethics, obtaining a certification of completion, and submitting it by the end of week 1. So the textbook material that you'll need to talk about on your discussion posts are chapters 1 through 3 in the primer book. And you'll also need to look at these researches, which you, not researches, websites, which you can click on the link and it'll bring you to what you need to read. Here are additional videos. Which should also be watched to fully benefit from the discussions on Thursday and throughout the week. I know that research can be a little bit overwhelming even to think about at times. I know I used to feel like that also, and sometimes I still do. But it's really so important to the work that we do and the effectiveness of the work that we do with our clients. So we'll be forming dyads for quantitative, qualitative dyad presentations. I will be assigning the dyads or triads by Monday of week 2. I think it will be easier if I just assign it. So if you have a huge problem with that, you can email me and let me know. But as of right now, I am going to assign the groups. Like it says here, if you have special concerns around forming your dyad, be sure to let your instructor know during week 1 by Engage email. You can just email me on my Widener email too, it doesn't matter, but I will be assigning the groups unless you have a huge problem with that. So dyads will meet by phone or Skype in weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6 to develop the quantitative and qualitative article check dyad PowerPoint presentation. The posts for weeks 3, 4, 5, and 6 about the discussion are graded. Dyads are to post about progress, meeting dates, amount of time met, and questions they have about the assignment in these areas. The PowerPoint is due at the end of week 6. Discussions about the PowerPoints will occur in week 7. I know that some people tend to hate group projects, but it's incredibly important for your professional development. So if there is anything going on with you and your partner, you need to let me know. Because if you are silent about your struggle with your partner, I will never know. So please, if you're having a hard time, you need to let me know. So step 1, dyads will agree on a topic of research interest and then look for 2 journal articles that relate to the shared topic of interest by the end of week 2. One article must be quantitative and the other must be qualitative. Articles must be uploaded in the assignment area by the end of week 2. This is worth 1 point. And both articles must meet the following criteria. They must come from peer-reviewed journals. They must be less than 10 years old. The authors of the articles must have conducted the study, and they must be at least 10 pages in length. So what does that mean? So peer-reviewed journals you can get through the library, the Widener Library online. If you need any assistance with that, you can let me know. They must be less than 10 years old. So why is that? There's research all being done all the time, and it actually takes about 2 years for the research articles to be published. So if you're reading an article that says 2014, the data is probably from 2012 or 2013. So the more recent, the better, because then you have a better handle on what the best practice is right now. The authors of the articles must have conducted the study. So there's going to be a lot of articles that you find that are literature reviews of other studies. So you want to make sure that you find articles that are written by the actual researchers. And they must be at least 10 pages in length. That will provide you with the detail that you need. So step 2, each student will read both articles. Each student will choose one article to critique for the final presentation. One student will choose the quantitative article and the other will choose a qualitative article. Step 3, students will meet once a week to discuss the articles and develop a joint PowerPoint presentation following the grading rubric criteria. The PowerPoint is to be organized using the template, addressing each of the areas in the grading rubric. APA format will be used with citations and reference. Again, APA is incredibly important for social work, especially if you plan to do research and publish articles. So here's the rubric. And let's see. If you go back into your home page, I'm sorry. If you go back to the home page, you scroll down. The dyad article critique template will be on this main page under major projects and assignments. This is where you'll find a lot of that stuff. So here it is again, broken down. There's a video, and the assignment is broken down. And there's a rubric again. And you can click here for the PowerPoint template. Okay, so let's go back to finishing up week 1. So we talked about forming dyads, so I will be choosing those by the end of week 1, the beginning of week 2. Research week 1 slide. So you'll go over this. So if you're wondering what the heck is quantitative and qualitative research, this will give you a good introduction. I'm not going to go through all of this, but if you have questions after going through it, please let me know. And here are your week 1 discussions. So these are what will be graded. Your discussions are due on Thursdays at 11:59. If it's a little bit late, like 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m., that's okay. I understand. I also understand that there's a time difference for some of you. But if it is a day or more late, then I will have to take off points. I think the rule of thumb for me is if I wake up and it's there the next day on Friday, then that's good for me. Okay? So in order to get to know one another, you can record and upload a video introduction. So it should be 1 to 2 minutes, and I want you to include the following. What has been your experience with learning research? If you haven't, then please tell us that. What would make learning research fun for you? After viewing the syllabus, what excites you about the course? Please remember to speak slowly and clearly so that we can understand you. I look forward to meeting you. So this is our program director, Jen Norton, and she does a really good job of showing you how to use Screencast-O-Matic and uploading the tool. Please remember for the response prompt, you have to follow up with at least 2 classmates who don't yet have responses. And what shared interests or shared anxieties are you seeing among your classmates? So do you have like a shared worry about this course with another classmate? Write about it. So again, the guidelines, your initial post is due Thursday and your follow-up responses are due between Friday and Sunday. Sunday at 11:59 p.m. being the last time. You work on the forums for this week will be graded as part of the weekly discussion. You can click on here for discussion forum directions and grading rubric if you need it. So week 1 discussion, the next one that's also due that Thursday is evidence-based practice. So after you listen to the podcast and view the associated PowerPoint, answer the questions, where do you use or benefit from research in your everyday life, and how do you think research will inform your future practice? I can give an example for that. So I work with adolescents who are living with HIV, and for them the research behind motivational interviewing is something that motivates my practice because it's used and it's proven to be useful in that setting. That's a small explanation for a big idea, but we'll get into more of that as we go along. So again, you're going to follow up with at least 2 classmates who do not yet have responses. What can you add to their learning, and what similarities and differences do you see among your classmates' posts? The syllabus quiz is due Sunday. You may have a copy of the syllabus open while you take the quiz, obviously, and then the quiz is due by Sunday at the end of week 1. You only have one try to complete the quiz, so you click on the quiz and you only have one attempt. So just make sure you review it first and then go into that. And then also the NIH training course certificate. By the end of week 1, you will need to complete the National Institutes of Health online training program on protecting human research participants. The entire training takes approximately 3 hours, and you can complete the training at your own pace anytime by the end of this week. So you can start it on Monday, or you can do it on Sunday, whatever works for you. Please download the certificate. This is the important part. Please download the certificate that you completed the training and upload it here for your instructor to review. If you're having trouble downloading the certificate, take a screenshot with your computer or a picture with your phone or camera of the certificate to upload. So that's it for week 1. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help. And again, I think you know where my information is, but just in case, it's right over here. Okay? I hope that you have a great week, and I'll be talking to you all soon.